Hey guys, Derek here. Welcome back to the channel, or welcome for the first time if you are new. We are back to watch another episode of Halo. This is Season 2, Episode 3. It is called Visegrad. If you are unfamiliar, I have watched all of Season 1 of Halo and the first 2 episodes of Season 2. You can find all those on the channel. I thoroughly enjoy this show. I think it's a lot of fun, mainly because I'm not super beholden to... canon. I think new adaptations of properties are allowed to deviate a little bit here and there from what we know as established canon, and I think we can all chill out a bit, right? Like, just look for things to enjoy instead of looking for things to hate, I think is my general philosophy, and I find that works quite well for me. Plus, I also think, like, Season 2 has been generally better than Season 1. Like, I enjoyed Season 1, but Season 2 so far has been a substantial upgrade in quality. like even within the first, 15 minutes of Episode 1, you're like, okay. Like, it's better. But where we left off, Chief is fairly certain that the Covenant is on Reach already, and he and Silver Team are going to the Visegrad comms relay to check things out and potentially save Cobalt Team. I don't 100% know if that's how it's going to go down. I'm curious how soon Reach is going to fall. Whether it's this episode or probably next episode, I'm guessing, is when Reach falls. We also, seemingly Ackerson knows that this is going to happen. I think that was the calculations he was having Cortana run, is like, what can we do, if anything, to stop this from happening? And maybe that's why he was making John think he's crazy. Is because Cortana was like, technically, from a mathematical standpoint, if you gaslight him, he'll actually help. Like, who knows? The percentage goes up 1% if you gaslight him. But that could be wrong. Presumably, they're also going to need to free Halsey from prison at some point. Like, she's in some, pseudo prison where they're just they keep sending in clones to talk to her, and it's very weird. Overall, I'm pretty excited to jump into this episode. Again, one thing I'm not excited about, friggin' Paramount, CBS Global with their copyright buttholeness. They suck so much. I predicted last time that every episode would get manually claimed and blocked by Paramount, and I was right. Both episode 1 and episode 2 were manually blocked by Paramount a day after each one went live, and it was just so infuriating. You have no idea how mad it makes me. It's fine. I'm totally fine if the video gets auto blocked right away, before it's live. If it gets auto blocked by the Content ID robot, whatever, because you can always just re-edit and re-upload it until it's clear, and then generally you're fine. With every other company that makes shows and movies, you are fine. You don't need to worry about it 98% of the time if it passes the Content ID bot. But freaking Paramount, CBS, they do this dumb thing where they'll still have the Content ID bot or whatever, but once it's clear of that and your video has been live for 12 hours to a day, whatever, I don't know, someone who works at freaking Paramount will then go in and manually block your video. It's not a automated thing. They manually do it, and they always do it as an audio claim. It's so weird. Actually, sometimes it's a video claim first, but then they transition it to an audio claim so that they can keep the claim active. And then they also do a dumb thing where you can't. It's so frustrating. You can't mute just the audio of the show. A lot of other things. So, little inside episode. When you get an audio claim, there's 2 different ways to mute that sound. You can either mute this sound completely during the claimed section, or you can mute just the sound of the episode that was claimed. So if you're talking, that won't get muted. That takes a little longer to complete, but it's generally fine. Paramount either disables that little section, or it's just not available. It's never available for Paramount for some reason. It's generally always available for other companies. I don't know why, but YouTube's like, we don't know enough about this. It's like, shut up. Yeah, you do. And so you have to like make all these like weird little micro edits in the YouTube editor, and it's so frustrating. It's so frustrating to get it right, and you end up having to cut a decent amount of your reaction. And so Paramount just sucks. Like, if they would have just auto block things, and then once it passes the bot, you're fine, that would be brilliant. I would love that. But when they block it after your video's been live for a while, it's so embarrassing to like upload a new version of the video, because it's like, yo, how many people have already seen it? They're not going to click on the second one. If you've already watched the first video, you're not going to click on the second video and watch it again. So that hurts the discoverability of that new video. And it's just, it's so frustrating. Like, I hate Paramount with every fiber of my being. I know there's a lot of controversy last season of like specific big name YouTubers, like Angry Joe Show, thinking that Paramount was like blocking criticism of the show. They're not. Trust me, they're not. Even if you enjoy the show, they're still blocking your videos. Like, good luck. Covering Paramount CBS shows is so difficult. It's so difficult. So hopefully this episode can go up without too much struggle, but substantial chance that it's going to get blocked, which sucks, but who knows? We're gonna check it out anyway. Before we do that, if you end up enjoying this reaction, please leave a like on the video. It means a lot to me. If you're new here or you find yourself coming back often, hit subscribe, ring the bell so you're notified when I upload. And then if you want to see the full uncut version of this reaction, consider supporting me on Patreon or joining YouTube memberships. You just sync up your own copy of the show and you can watch along with me. But I think that's all I got to say for now. So let's jump into Season 2, Episode 3 of Halo.
Any Cobalt element, this is Silver 3. We are en route to your position. How copy?
It's not getting through.
But we need to be prepared for the possibility the Cobalt ran into something.
Something, Covenant?
Command thinks this planet's untouchable. They haven't seen what we've seen. And they don't know what we know. I'll tell you this, we will have contact.
Nobody else knows what you know either, John. Well, from the outside it looks fine. That's a nice looking shot right there. She was doing that finger tapping thing last episode too. Scared me a bit.
Left in a hurry. No sign of Cobalt. No breach marks yet.
What is going on?
What the hell was that?
I don't know. I've never heard anything like it.
Speaking. Someone from the Covenant was speaking. That? What is the pounding? What is the steady pounding? Oh, just the door. It's like, who is hitting things?
Stand down! Tell your team to lower their weapons, Master Chief.
What is this? Chief!
Now.
Oh, they were not supposed to come here.
You stole a condor.
What?
Falsified a flight plan.
What is she talking about?
Technically.
Where is Cobalt team?
Last chance.
John.
Stand down! Do not fire!
Chief.
They were here.
There's just a camouflaged elite standing in that room, like, trying not to move.
I might have to go away.
Where?
Off-world.
You see that bridge?
I can't stop it, Dad.
You know who built that bridge?
It's not up to me. It's too late.
I built that bridge. The day it was finished, I walked across it with your mum.
Damn. Okay, so Ackerman knows Reach is gonna fall, and he can't tell anybody.
So when's she coming? Your sister?
Oh, she's probably super dead.
She's gone, Dad. It's just you and
I know that. Damn well know that. Don't think that I don't know that.
That's rough.
I just get confused sometimes.
It's okay.
Doesn't mean that I don't know what's real.
What an interesting parallel.
Now promise me you won't let them take me alive.
Oof. What a request.
Sir.
I'm looking at 15 infractions of the UCMJ, one of which involves pointing a loaded weapon in the face of an officer?
I did that, sir.
Guys, like, that was me, actually.
Effective immediately, Silver Team is suspended from combat operations till further notice.
Admiral Keyes, I know.
You know nothing. Because it's not your job to know. It's mine.
Cobalt was at Visegrad, sir.
Where are they?
What's that?
4 days ago, Cobalt was deployed to Actis 4.
That is not... That didn't exist before.
John 117 is relieved from active duty and will be confined to barracks till such a time as he clears a psychiatric evaluation.
A what? Did you even try to defend us?
I'm the only reason you're not facing a court-martial.
That's rough. Because he's right.
You're not thinking straight. You're erratic.
Since when do you question my judgment?
Since you started seeing dead people.
She's not dead.
I'm trying to talk to you as your friend.
I don't need a friend, petty officer. I need a Spartan. Why don't you try doing that? 125, you are not dismissed!
I mean... It was a pretty dismissive comment. Girl, you about to get murdered in an alley. Don't walk down the alley that you're about to get murdered in.
Juan.
He's got a Master Chief action figure. Incredible.
What are you doing here? Playing.
They were not invited on play date.
We're all family.
You guys are not being very secretive about your intentions. She's basically saying out loud, I can't wait to kill you.
You get any closer, we're gonna have to talk about our feelings.
Just a routine psych eval, Chief.
Gonna have to talk about our feelings. Damn, they are so short compared to him.
Sorry.
What? Oof. Damn, even outside the armor, he is a beefcake. Canonically, those soldiers were 6'4".
Look who I found.
Hey, join us for dinner.
Bagel's date night.
Oh, you guys are dating? What a twist.
I guess I just started walking, but it turns out I don't really have anywhere to go.
Oh, for God's sake, you're making me sad.
She doesn't have a purpose outside of being a Spartan. She's got to kind of discover herself.
20 minutes ago, John incapacitated the soldiers assigned to monitor him and escaped this facility.
What?
Did he share his plans with you?
No.
Sometimes people don't get better.
He just needs time.
Like I was saying before, interesting parallel between his relationship with his father and how people are viewing John's mental state.
I'm not supposed to be here. This isn't my life. I failed my responsibility to my people and my planet. You can't blame yourself for that. I'm Kwan Ha.
You are indeed Kwan Ha. I want to know what's going on with Soren, though. Kwan Ha isn't as interesting. Good thing she's tall.
Are we scared now? Stop it.
We've been scared the whole time, buddy. This ship just ignites. She better be one hell of a pilot.
Oh no.
Yeah, of course they're shutting shit down. Probably should have been full speed ahead from the get-go. Shoot a hole.
Lara, I'm sorry. I never...
Give it up. It's not personal.
It is!
Yep, they deserve that. Ooh, who's this?
They were in the trees.
Oh.
We observed plasma scarring in the area. I don't think they saw it coming.
Thank you, Captain.
They killed all of Cobalt Team.
They'll be listed as MIA.
Sir.
Spartans are never killed, just missing in action.
Did you know? Pardon me. Did you know the Master Chief's suspicions were valid when you sent our soldiers out into a hostile...
I resent the implication.
I want to know what you knew.
Yeah, give him an actual answer.
The Covenant is on this planet.
It was a matter of time. This day was inevitable. Admiral, in every analysis, every simulation, the result is the same.
This is not a goddamn simulation!
Right, it's not.
These are real people.
We need to initiate the winter contingency.
Oh, they said it.
Immediate civilian
They
evacuation.
said the words.
The Covenant element hit Cobalt Team days ago. We can only assume the Covenant fleet isn't far behind. There is a plan in place, but it's going to require some hard choices. I need to know that you're with me.
Maybe if you explain the plan.
This is Reach.
I know.
Home to millions of people.
And we will save what we can.
This is my home.
It is my home too! Don't think for a second this doesn't cost me everything.
They do a good job of humanizing the decision by showing his father earlier.
Go fuck yourself.
Oh, you're goddamn right, Keys. That's what's up. That's my dude. That's my dog right there. I know Keys is going to give a sick-ass speech probably next episode because we heard it in the trailer.
I believe the Covenant is here.
In the ramen.
On Reach.
She's like, oh, I know that already.
Team of Spartans went missing. Fleetcom is pretending they don't know what happened.
And do you think it's the Covenant?
I know. It's the Covenant.
Bad juju is going down.
Why do you fight, John?
What?
You fight? Why?
To defend our home. To
preserve humanity.
No. You fight
Why
because
do you
I
fight?
tell you to. You are a soldier. Be a soldier. You'll never speak of it again. They will probably give you another medal.
No. 6 people stand up.
When exactly did you leave Oni, Admiral?
She didn't.
You never left.
Stand down, John.
I don't think so.
Boys, you don't want to try this. That makes sense that she never left. She was purely there to make sure that he stayed under control.
Don't you want to know how she died?
Who? What?
Julia. Did you think I didn't know who she was?
Oh, that's his sister.
She was
part of the Spartan program.
She was
Oh
so
my
curious.
gosh.
She used to ask so many questions. But you never know who's going to make it through the augmentation and who isn't.
That's why he hates the Spartan 2s. Because she didn't make it through the program.
I told her that she would be this small part of the next step forward. She was so scared.
Wow. He's doing some facial acting right now. He's doing excellent. He could play a decent Joker. Oh, interesting.
Would somebody please deal with that? I can't hear myself think.
What is that?
What you call a treasure was a box full of deuterium tokens that wasn't worth much to begin with. Heard enough.
Go see who's making that sound.
It's Quan Ha. What is making that sound?
I can't tell you because it doesn't exist, and if it did exist, I wouldn't tell you.
Well,
I didn't want what happens next.
that sound stopped. What are they gonna space her? That's not fun.
Just tell me what I want to know.
Oh, he just died. Quan Ha. Give me Quan Ha. Let's fucking go, Quan Ha. What a goat. When did you become a killing machine? Why is that pattern stuck in your head as well?
Quan, I asked you a question.
Good night.
Today's the day. Today's the day. There's someone here to see you, Dad.
Oh, he's gonna bring in a clone of Julia. God dang it. Don't make me cry.
Julia.
Damn. That sucks, man. That sucks.
On Sanctuary. Before the Covenant came, I saw something.
You mean the woman?
She's alive.
This is a recording from Sanctuary.
Oh, bet.
It's not just interference.
How were you allowed to keep that?
What is it?
Prayer.
I guess, like, prayers do have, like, a specific cadence. Like,
Know that I've come without mercy. Know that I am the instrument of your extinction.
the arbiter. I am the arbiter of your demise.
I bring this planet forth as a burnt offering. Upon this altar, I place the head of the demon. May his blood mark the way to the sacred ring and consecrate the great journey of my people. Know that I am.
We're getting it started.
Gatanai. Know that I am. Death. They're already here. Aren't they?
Yep. Oh, snap. God damn it, dude. Pissing me off. Can't just like end the episode. Yo, season 2 is straight cooking. This show is I'm really into it. That was such a good episode, not gonna lie. That was so good. I mean, I enjoyed season 1. I thought season 1 was good television. But season 2 is just such a step up. Like this season 2 is kind of goated with the sauce right now. And this episode was legit fantastic, and knowing where it's going with the fall of Reach next episode probably is kind of insane. My guess is they'll probably end this season with them finding the Halo, and it's just, oh man, it's so exciting. So, all right, so we start off with Silver Team going to the comms relay, trying to figure out what's going on, immediately getting shut down. Right? Oni is there. They got guns drawn because they do not want them to figure out what's going on. Because, you know, people might question, like, why is Oni trying to keep this secret? And it's because logistically, like, important people and resources have to be moved off Reach and allocated other places. Like, they've done the simulations. They know that they will not win this fight. To them, essentially 97% chance they will lose Reach. And so they're like, okay, we need to allocate important people and resources to situations where we are more confident that we can win. And they need to keep that a secret, because when people start finding out, it causes panic, and it makes the distribution of all those resources and people exponentially more difficult. Because then not only do those soldiers and all those people have to focus on the job they were already doing, they then also have to focus on keeping people calm and trying to smooth over the situation and things like that. And so it makes it a lot harder. So I understand why Oni wants to keep it a secret, that they know Reach is going to fall. It does suck, right? Like, it makes Ackerman's decision, it makes it easier to palate or swallow his decision making. right? Because he doesn't want to, like, he doesn't want to do this. You know, first 2 episodes, you kind of get the impression that, like, he's doing this for, like, personal vindictive reasons, and he kind of is a little bit, but also, like, he doesn't enjoy the fact that he has to do this, right? You know, he literally has to leave his dying father behind, because he can't take him with him, right? Only essential personnel are going to be exfilled. Speaking of his father, like, oh my god, what a performance by both of those actors throughout the episode. Just really driving home the deepness and the sadness of the fall of Reach, right? This old man who has literally built Reach with his bare hands. Like, he built the bridge, the major bridge that they all go across. He built that. To have him essentially kind of loosely aware of what's going to happen as he's dying is heartbreaking. Like, it, and the parallel that it draws between his relationship with Ackerman and then Chief's relationship with everyone is, like, Ackerman's literally watching his father, like, lose his memory and not have cognitive control over, like, his life, and then is, like, artificially creating a similar scenario with Chief where no one else can trust his mind, and it's so interesting. And, like, it's also very sad, just, like, watching this man, like, not know his own memories and not remember that his daughter is dead and his wife is dead. And it's sad, and it goes a long way to humanizing Ackerman and making his decision more understandable. And then the episode also went a long way into you know, making it more understandable why he does not like the Spartan 2s, why he hates Halsey and the Spartan 2 program. And it's because his sister Julia was in the Spartan 2 program and died. And so makes complete sense that that he would hate her. And then he goes another step further and brings in Soren. So it shows that he was behind the arrest of Soren, bring him in as another form of, like, torturing Halsey, essentially. Like, he's just giving her like failed Spartan 2s, just like, here's how you failed over and over again with my sister. Here's another failure of yours. This time this guy actually wants to kill you. like is that his plan? Is like, okay, you know, Reach is gonna fall. He's just trusting that Halsey's gonna die in the fall of Reach, and if she's gonna die, might as well have Soren do it. It just has an extra way of hurting her. My guess is her and Soren are going to bond, right? As much as she may have been a abusive mother to him, to an extent. The Spartans have a weird dichotomy with her where she's still kind of their mom. And I think that might take precedence at the end of the day, especially when there's, you know, world-ending things going on. So my guess is they team up, get Cortana, unless Cortana's already been transported off with Ackerman. Who knows? But I'm very interested to see where that goes. Otherwise, like, the big thing of... Oh, actually, let's talk about Kwan Ha. Kwan Ha and Soren's family. So, up to this point, Kwan Ha and Soren's family have been the least interesting part of the show. And I was a little bit still like, yo, like, why are we focusing on them? But if they're gonna... Like, they can't just, like, abandon these characters, right? So they got to give them an interesting storyline. Maybe Kwan sacrifices herself because she feels guilty about not being able to protect her planet. So maybe by the end of the season she does something to protect someone and make up for that. I don't know. But I did like seeing her kill Soren's crew. That was pretty prime. Liked that quite a bit. Because they suck, right? They're buttholes. We didn't like them, so I'm glad they're dead. But most of the rest of the episode is dealing with Chief and how like nobody believes him, even though he's right. Like he was right. The Covenant was there. But since Oni is keeping it a secret from everyone, like he's losing the trust of his team, he's losing the trust of Admiral Keyes, and like he knows that he's not going crazy, but his behavior is still like increasingly erratic because everybody around him is like, yo, you're wrong. Like you need to take a psych eval, you need to do all these things, and he's like, I am right. Like the Covenant are here. And it's interesting to watch him like deal with that, right? And then to watch like even Admiral Parangowski, who like we thought was like maybe on his side. Like that was one question I kind of had, and some other people had. They were like, no, they're like, she's too high up. Like she knows too much and has too much dirt on other people to just be like expelled and like take the blame for things that happen in season 1. So it was a good reveal in this episode to show that she did not leave Oni. Like she's still very much involved, and her role up to this point was just another prong in keeping things under control. Right? She was the fake, rebel kind of, so to speak. Right? John thinks that he has someone that he can share all the info that he's received with. Turns out it's all just going back to Oni anyway. And she has a way of, keeping him under control. Interesting, there was a line of dialogue that she had with him where she was like, why do you fight? Which I think is a very interesting development that they're going to explore throughout this season and beyond. Episode 1, we had the people that sacrificed themselves to the glassing being like, find your faith, Spartan. And here she's being like, why do you fight? Like, what? Why? Like, what are you doing? Why are you doing what you do? In the games, you fight and you do what you do because it's the next objective to progress the story, right? The Chief fights because those are the orders he's been given. But I like, since they're humanizing him a bit more, I like that they're diving into, why does the Master Chief actually care? Like, why does he care about these people? Why does he want to fight? Like, what drives him to protect humanity? And why does he deem it, like, as a super soldier, he can't really relate to much of humanity, especially since he's had a paladin for most of his life. Like, getting down to the motivations behind, like, why does he fight so hard to protect humanity? I think that's going to be really cool to develop, and it might go to show like why he's so good. Like why him and Silver Team are so good is because they have that extra motivation. I liked that they kind of also showed the difference between him and other Spartans, right? Like on Sanctuary, he was able to take out a decent amount of elites on his own, like just him. And then probably a similar size strike team hit the comms relay on Reach and killed 4 Spartans. Like just killed him, put him in the woods, right? Like just no problem. So it really goes to show that like even regular Spartans like still die, and they're not as capable as Chief. But then Ackerman lists them as missing in action because Spartans don't die. Like the general public can't be aware of the fact that Spartans die because that significantly lowers morale, right? I liked Admiral Keyes' response, right, where he's like, did you know? Like, did you know that this was going to happen? And you're gaslighting Chief and gaslighting everybody else. And he's like, yeah, I knew. There is a plan in place, and I need you to be behind me. and Keyes is like, go fuck yourself. Like that, like Keyes, he's a soldier. Keyes is a soldier who cares about his men and cares about the people under him and the people of the planet. And he has a more personal connection to at least the soldiers under his command. Ackerman, it's a little easier for Ackerman to make this decision because his dad's dying anyway, right? Not that like that makes it okay, but it's a little easier for him to stomach not staying and fighting because he's got nothing left to protect there, right? His dad is essentially dead anyway, and they make the decision together to, artificially end his life. But Keyes still has people to fight for. He still has relationships here, and so he's like, "Go F yourself." Like I'm staying and fighting, and we know next episode he is going to lead the resistance. I wonder if he'll live. Because he doesn't die until after they find Halo in the games, but who knows if that's how it'll go this time. I wonder if we'll get any Noble Team references. Any references to Halo Reach would be, like the game, would be pretty sick. I would appreciate that. Like even if we just get like mentions of them like working behind the scenes. If we can get the ship Forward Unto Dawn mentioned, I'd be pretty stoked about that. Yeah, I don't know. I also liked Chief's scenes in the church with Perez, where she's like, the woman is real, like, and she talks about prayer and things like that, and then you hear the prayer of the Sangheili, essentially like praying for the people of Reach. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. Where he's essentially like, I come without mercy. I'm placing the head of the demon as a sacrifice. Hopefully that will be, his blood will help us find Halo. It's like, oh my God. Like, I also like that they called him the demon right there. I mean, they're talking about Chief in that respect, but it's just, it's very curious. Very, very curious. Yeah, I don't know. This episode was so good, and season 2 is cooking, dude. Like it's an absolute banger so far, and I'm very much looking forward to next episode. Next episode is the Fall of Reach, I think, and that's halfway through the season. We're getting the Fall of Reach in episode 4 out of 8, which is bonkers to me. Like that's absolutely wild. But I'm fully invested at this point. Like this is my favorite episode of the season, and it had like no action essentially. Like there's literally almost no action at all in this episode, and it was, in my opinion, easily the best episode of the season. So I don't know. I'm pretty excited to see what happens next week. Definitely let me know what you guys thought down in the comments below. I would love to hear all your opinions. If you enjoyed my reaction, please leave a like on the video. It means a lot to me. If you're new here, hit subscribe, ring the bell so you're notified when I upload. And then if you want to see the full uncut version of this reaction, consider supporting me on Patreon. That is linked in the description down below. You just sync up your own copy of the show and you can watch along with me. That can also be found on YouTube memberships as well. But other than that, thank you for watching, and I will catch you guys next time.